Why then was the United States helping to fund gain-of-function research in a totalitarian country, which is closed? We may never find out definitively what the origin of the virus was because they won't let your scientists in.
Yeah, I think the sad thing is that the United States is funding gain-of-function research on a global scale, including here in the United States. And I don't believe it's something that should be decided by a group of scientists. I think its ramifications are such that society needs to debate whether we should be doing gain-of-function research, and if so, how can we do it in a safe and responsible way? This is a major disagreement I've had with my colleague, Dr. Fauci, when they decided to publish the amino acid sequence changes that were required to make bird flu a pathogen for humans. I felt we shouldn't publish that. We shouldn't be doing this research. It's potentially too dangerous. It could cause a pandemic. And I do believe when it's all said and done, it will be shown that this virus did in fact evolve from a laboratory, and unfortunately that was accidentally leaked, as respiratory pathogens can, and caused one of the greatest pandemics of the 21st century.
Well, let's try to end on a positive note here. Based on what you've learned from this pandemic, what can we apply to future pandemics, which will surely come down the pike, perhaps more than ever because it's a crowded planet? We've got airplanes which are constantly traversing the world, thousands of them every day, which are little tiny petri dishes intermingling in continents.
Yeah, I think we have to recognize, I've always said that I think the COVID pandemic was a wake-up call. I don't believe it's the great pandemic. I believe the great pandemic is still in the future, and that's going to be a bird flu pandemic for man. It's going to have significant mortality in the 10 to 50% range. It's going to be trouble, and we should get prepared for it. I do believe that the pandemic risk is a greater risk of the national security of the United States than Korea, China, Russia, Iran. And we ought to start investing proportional to that national security risk so we're prepared. Unfortunately, we're not more prepared today than we were when the pandemic hit when I was CDC director.